Right, but I'm just watching this video back before we get into it. I feel like a bit of an idiot, and you'll see what I mean as you watch the video, because there's a number of times where I actually doubting myself, and one of the things I'm always stressing to you guys is to take ownership for your camera settings, whether it's a focal length, focus zone, the right aperture, whether it's right exposure, the right shutter speed, whatever it is. Eliminate the chance of getting home, looking at your photographs and you balls it up. That's what I'm drilling down to you all the time. Now I'm watching this video, and for some reason, I don't know what it was, but on that day, even though I was using Leica Q2, and I was trying to keep my camera at 2 meters the whole time, just to see how far I could get, just either at 2 meters or hyperfocal distance, which is just past 2 meters. So f11, hyperfocal distance, which should give you, if I go to infinity at f11, it gives me from infinity all the way down to about 1.5 meters. Okay, so hopefully with those settings on a good bright day, I didn't have to worry about anything. But there was a number of times when I was adjusting my camera focus zone and I didn't feel confident doing it. So you'll see in the video, as you watch the video, ask yourself which of the 3 zones you would use. So if you used to the channel, you're used to me banging on about zone focusing. So I either focus at 0.7 of a meter, which is the distance from your body to the end of your arm. Okay, that's 0.7. So that's zone 1. Zone 2 would be 2 meters or thereabouts 2 meters. And if I'm using a Fuji or an automatic camera, autofocus camera, I'll have it in manual focus and I'll back button focus just in front of me to the floor. You know, standing up, I'm 6 foot, so standing up, pointing to the floor gives me 2 meters. So I can go 1 meter, 2 meter, and the third zone is infinity. So I can go 1 meter, 2 meter, or point to a building in the background at f8 or something like that, and that gives me infinity. So the 3 zones I only ever use are 0.7 or 1 meter, 2 meters, or infinity. But for some reason, when I was out on this day, there's a number of times when in the video I just didn't feel confident. So as you're watching the video, we're getting to it now, right? We're getting there. As you're watching it, ask yourself which focus zone you would use. Okay, this is a 28mm focal length, so it's a wide angle, so you're going to get a lot of depth of field, so you can zone focus really easily with a 28mm. There's no real reason for us having this conversation on a 28mm because it's so forgiving. But the point is that I actually felt that I didn't have ownership. I didn't practice what I preach basically on this one day. So I've definitely got to practice and go out and take ownership and know 100% which zone to be in. Anyway, we'll jump into the video now, but as I said, when you're watching the video, ask yourself which of the 3 zones would you use? 0.7, 2 meter, infinity. Let's get into it. Hope you enjoy. First things first, let's set the camera up, make sure that's ready. So if we see anything cool, we're good to go. So very bright day today. It's absolutely belting. So let's go to f11. So we are covered with maximum depth of field, and as I'm walking around, I'm really enjoying this sort of just over 2 meters. It's probably around about 4 or 5 meters there. We call hyperfocal distance. So f11, just over 2 meters on a full frame. You've got to be a bit more careful when you have on a crop, but that's about bang on. My shutter, I'm shooting black and white, even though it's a really nice day. My minimum shutter is 500. So that's absolutely fine. My minimum shutter being 500 is cool, like that. And I'm underexposed by a stop again because auto ISO, underexposed by, you can't really see it that clearly on the stop on there. So the histogram is absolutely where I want it to be. So yeah, really cool. So this is something we need to practice. I've spotted this light. I've knocked my exposure compensation down again, keeping an eye on the histogram. I'm actually looking at the histogram under 2 stops. 2 stops and a third. Now I've said in a video last time I was in London, I did this video, and in that I was telling about how black is -2, white is +2. So here's an example, -2 there, and it looks really nice. So again, pre-focusing. So I think I was right. It's just over 2 meters. Let's just check. I've got my focus peak in there, which looks bang on. This is the sort of thing I'm still getting used to. I also, as I came down the stairs, I also did put it down to -2 just to protect those highlights, because as I said in the previous video, if you take a shot like this and you clip the person as they walk down here, even if you've got the black to black, for me that clipped person is just going to wreck the shot. So it turns out I was on the train and there's a shed load of people with cowboy hats, and I said to one of the girls, what's going on? Why has everybody got cowboy hats on? And she says there's a concert, Morgan Wallen, who I do know. And I thought, well, I'm a country fan, so I can't really walk away from this. The only problem is it's going to be difficult to walk around here with a camera without looking like a pervert, because my goodness, there's a lot of youngsters, and I don't want to look dodgy at all. Well, that's that idea over with. I took a shot of these girls just then. Took it in black and white, showed it on, but I just feel really trashy doing it, to be honest. It's not me at all. Some of them look really good, but now they're standing in queues and whatnot. So I'm going to leave that. It just feels really tacky, me taking portraits of people dressed in cowboy hats and stuff. I don't know. It's just not street photography, it's portrait, isn't it? So not candid. So that's not going to work. I'm going to head into town. I wasn't really feeling it in the thing, but on the steps, caught that, which is really, really cool. I'm not sure I managed to get the focus back from 2 meters to a meter quick enough. So I was at 2 meters. I'm trying to keep it all day at 2 meters, but as this girl came up the stairs, I just shifted it to just under a meter. So fingers crossed. That's pretty cool. I feel like a bit of a flipping idiot. I was just on the train then after leaving the country scene. I got to the bottom of these stairs where everybody's come off the train, and I liked the way the light was catching the faces, so I thought I'm going to come out of my 2 meter focus mode. So I went to 1 meter and waited for them to pass, and mostly women, but they got the cowboy hats and they're good as a side profile with the light catching sort of shadows over the face. But to be honest, I didn't realise how good it was. I should have. The light was going in and out of the cloud. But massive mistake I made was I was still at 500th of a second because of the proximity, because I was close to them, less than me, like that lady just gone past, like literally right next to me as I'm going, so getting on for about half a metre I suppose. The shutter speed should have been at least 1,000, because obviously being so close, they don't look on the back of the camera as sharp as they could have been. F11, ISO is only 160, so a bit annoyed, but the sun was going in and out of the cloud, so I did look a bit of a weirdo. Oof, wind's picking up here. I did look if I'd have stood there any longer, I'd have looked a right weirdo. I know what it's like in subways. But I'm pretty gutted looking at the pictures. I'm pretty gutted, because I liked some of them and I was only there 30 seconds, and I think I got out 4 really cool shots. So if I'd have ironed out all the kinks and concentrated like I am doing on not losing this hat, I think I'd have got a cracking shot there, because the light is just covering their eyes, you can't see them, just their cowboy hat and the side profile. It looks really good, so yeah, I'm kind of gutted. But it's all learning, and I suppose it proves the point that when you're mastering zone focus and any camera lens, any focal length, part of the thing you're mastering is depth of field at any given focus distance. So I'm normally, and in this video, I'm going to be at 2 meters the whole, as much as possible. I'm just going to leave my camera at 2 meters. F11, and just not worry about it. Just get used to being 2 meters away from the subject, and you making the most of that hyperfocal distance. Benjamin, it's always so strange when somebody asks me in London for directions, and I know the answer. I can actually help them. I suppose which we get for street photography, you know the area better than some locals do, I suppose. But yeah, that was kind of weird being able to give them directions. Okay, so. One of the things I'm finding when I get back with the files on this, like I always say, you need to own your settings, and if you make a mistake, you need to own it. It needs to be down to you, not like an auto setting on the camera. So you're blaming yourself, and obviously you're learning that way. With the Leica, when you're focusing like that, when you're focusing with the manual focus ring, and you get back and you look at the like them pictures, I'm just a bit worried that them pictures aren't going to turn out. When I look at the photographs on Lightroom, it doesn't tell you where you focus, because it's a manual focus lens. It acts like a fully manual focus lens. So it doesn't give you like a 1 meter or 2 meter or infinity. So if I get back and the photographs aren't sharp, I can't learn from it. It pisses me off, to be honest with you. I'm like, I don't mind it being my fault, but I wish it'd say you were at 2 meters, you idiot, when you should have been at 0.7 or something like that. So it drives me nuts a little bit. Yeah, especially on photographs like that where it's really close. You think, I know I was at 1 meter. Why isn't it sharp? You know, those things. Yeah, taking ownership, big deal. Right, I'm going for a wander up there because I think I've only ever been around here once with Roman a long time ago. Maybe Mark Fernley, can't remember. So I could silhouette the kids pretty easily, but no, not for me. Puddle there, which could reflect. Not enough water though. So I'm going to walk around this place at 2 meters for an hour. That bench is really cool, isn't it? Walk around here, get familiar, keep an eye on the light. It's a cool building. I like the art and stuff in it. I'm just not wondering if a 28mm is going to be the wrong focal length for it, but stop blaming your tools and get on with it. Somebody paid me 100 grand now to take a photograph here. This is what I always say to people. If you're feeling like you're not getting the inspiration, if somebody said, I'll give you 100 grand if you can take a decent picture, you'd find the freaking inspiration, wouldn't you? So yeah, we're going to find the inspiration. Move you down. Look at that. Look at that. That shape there. And my shadow is annoying it, ruining it obviously, but still at 2 meters, although I did knock it. F11 2 meters. And just checking, just moving the focal range, just checking with the focus peaking. And I think 2 meters again covers all sins. Just in case no one comes here, I've done kind of a selfie and positioned my hand on that wall there where my head is, and waved at the camera because I thought if I walk away from here without a flipping decent photograph, at least I've got that one. See, that shot's even better again. I really like that, but I'm not sure if you've got space for the person to be in where the handle points. So obviously you've got to get really low down. But the gap that the sky creates there, that's pretty cool. You're never going to get, that's what you want the person in really, but that wall is far too high for that to happen. But that geometry is really smart, really. And again, look at the histogram, and we're over a stop underexposed. The histogram is almost clipping. I could do it come down again. Right then, somebody has come around the corner. Oh, typically the blooming light wasn't there when I took it, but that is still cool. It's still cool. I like the geometry. I feel like there's something not quite balanced with it. Do you know what I mean? It's not quite balanced. I do like the shot though. The idea's there. I like what he's wearing as well. Right then, so today was all about trying to keep the camera focused at 2 meters. That's what we're supposed to be doing, to see how far I can go, or when I've got to adjust to 2 meters, just from 2 meters. So I've obviously had the girls on the stairs, something about stairs basically. So 2 meters is about the middle of them steps. Now, if I took a shot at f8, the focus on the middle of the stairs, it'd probably be all right. But because I've got plenty of time, and I've got my focus peaking, I can focus where I want the person to be. So on this occasion, I've got this bloke coming down the stairs. Well, you can see this, but I've got the bloke coming down the stairs there, and I knew that that's where the person's going to be, pretty much. So on this occasion, because I've got the time, I've been stood here 5 minutes, then there's absolutely no reason for me just to keep it at 2 meters. I might as well focus using focus peaking or however you want to do it. See, where does 2 meters? Yeah, actually it's saying infinity. That's saying infinity. To focus all the way up there is infinity. These are things I'm getting used to. I wouldn't have thought that was infinity at all. Okay, I'm back at a meter again, but it's a hard decision because f11 a meter isn't really going to give me the depth of field I want, because look at this. How cool is that light? So I've taken a test shot just to see what it looks like on the back of the camera, and it's flipping awesome. Now, again, it's probably a case that these steps just aren't going to get used, which is a real flaming shame, but the 28mm is just wide enough. I came down here thinking that the face height of that, maybe a girl, because I'm just under 6 foot, so maybe someone 5 foot was coming down there, would be really cool. But again, underexposing by 2 stops. Excuse the hat, the wind was strong. I had to go backwards. But this is beautiful, because the person's going to be like, the end of your hand is just under 1 meter. 0.7 is the rule. So 0.7 is where the camera is. So if I go to 1 meter, if I go to 1 meter, I'm over where the person would be. Sorry, yeah. It's actually showing a bit of blue on the top there. The 28mm, honestly, I'm really loving the 20. Well, it's wider than 28 on this thing, on the Q2, and it's about 26mm, 25mm. So I'm really enjoying the field of view. You wouldn't get this out of 35, out of the X100 that I used to have. So this is another example of where this lens, I'm really enjoying the focal length. And again, with the wider focal length, I'm getting more depth of field. So 1 meter here might be enough. So it's a difficult one. F11, focusing at just under 1 meter, because we want the subject to be sharp, and hopefully that will give us a really nice frame. So yeah, I'm going to wait for the light, because as you can see, it's buggered off again. The light is buggered off, but it'd be worth it. Give it 5. Give it 5. Okay, so I'm injured. A bit of an ongoing issue at the minute, and it's flared up, so I'm going to call it. But the lights come out. I've just gone and got myself a coffee. Lights come out, and there was a shot I tried to take on that bridge. Look at them silhouettes on there now. Fantastic. There's a shot on that bridge. I'm going to walk over, give it beans for half an hour while I rest. If I'm honest, I'm a bit worried about my job tomorrow, because I'm going to be running around like a flaming headless chicken tomorrow, so I better get back to my digs, which is the van, and rest, hoping that I'm going to be all right in the morning. Well, actually, I'm not working till 5 in the afternoon, so I've got tomorrow as well. I was going to do another look at this light. Wow, as Sod's Law would have it, as soon as I got here, clouds have rolled in and the sun is not coming back out. So this is the shot I wanted to get down there. There's no light there whatsoever, and I thought of trying to get a reflection of that. Just straighten that, of there. But when the sun came out, we did get sunburst, but by the time I've refined the composition, it buggered off. But there we are. Let's call it now. Rest up, chill out. Early night. Big day tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Let's get the light on the right side. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Hope you enjoyed the photographs. If you have, and you want to support the channel, do check out F8 magazine. Huge support for the channel. I think issue 5 is pretty much collated now, so certainly within the next month, issue 5 is going to be out. So thank you so much to everybody that's subscribed. It really means a lot. I'm going to go now because I'm in a bit of pain. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which of the photographs you think works the best. And yeah, I hope you pick something up from the whole focus, remembering where your focus is, and sort of anticipating where you're going to be, and anticipate your focus zone. Try and get out of autofocus if you can. Try and get used to manual focus. It's good practice, and obviously comes in handy sometimes. Anyway, have a great evening, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.